Welcome to day 54, my friends. It's 54 days since we started this new year, Move More in 24 series. And 24 is going on pretty good. I could tell you that we're making some pretty good friends and connections in the Avanti community that we're building, even if they do live across the country now with Zoom and WhatsApp and what else is there? StreamYard and FaceTime, all those good things. You can still Messenger, you can still connect at least like this on the internet. Okay. So I titled this video Lies That Kill. Balance is the key to life. Okay. And I just want to make a disclaimer that the opinions expressed out of this mouth are my own. You don't have to agree with them. This is a free will community, a free will channel. We're all about freedom, but you can also express yourself as long as it's kind. Okay. And I just want to say I'm going to talk about that in a second while I'm while I'm jumping on my trampoline. But I want to make a few housekeeping notes before we get started. One is this is the last two ice cubes from this ice cube tray. Okay. I made celery juice, put it in ice cubes. Here's my update. I don't recommend using this hard plastic. Okay, I thought it was cool and I thought it was going to be great, like a perfect thing, but they don't come out easy. Okay, number one, and you can't bend it to get them out. Okay, so if I do it again, I'm going to test silicone because I have silicone ice trays. So this might be more bendable. I don't know if I will like it, but I'm going to try it and I'm going to report. And then I think this is kind of cool, making like a celery stick or a tonic bomb stick. So let's just see if that works, okay? So here's my last two ice cubes. If I make some more today or tomorrow, maybe I'll do a video about it. What do I think about this? One, the celery settles at the bottom, so you got to keep stirring like this. Get that celery all stirred up in there. Do I think there's other ways that you can get celery and good stuff in your body? Yeah, I'm thinking about drinking my Organifi in the morning and just finishing those two containers that I have. Um, do I think it's giving me benefits? I actually think it's by putting it on an empty stomach, I think it's making me go to the bathroom. I think it's cleaning me out. Not in a bad way, just a nice, gentle movement, flush. So if any of you guys out there, I don't suffer with that, but I noticed that it added a few extra in my day of trips to the restroom, and the good kind that clean you out. So I wonder if you're having stuckness, maybe you should try some celery juice. I don't know. Tell me if you try it and tell me how it goes, how it flows, how it goes into the body. So I think it's helping with that because it's like putting this on my gut first thing. The book was very rigid about don't brush your teeth, don't do this, don't do that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of work to not brush my teeth before I do this. I love brushing my teeth in the morning. It's the first thing I love doing. Now I got to do all this and then I got to go brush my teeth. So let me put this aside and get bouncing, okay? So we're going to talk about balance, okay, and lies and how we don't want you to believe lies. Okay, the other thing I want to mention, is all of these thoughts that are mine come from years of experience. Sometimes the people in your life who you could call a perpetrator, just say the person doing the action to you are your teachers. And you can either die of your spirit and be a victim, or you can choose to not let them continue to have power over you, and you rein in the power over yourself and not let them bother you. That's the key to the balance of when you're around people who are hurting you. And I say that because there's so many different levels of hurt, so I can't incorporate all of them. But let's just say if your perception is that you're being hurt, then you are being hurt. And so you need to find ways to manage it. Either remove the hurt by removing that situation from your life. But if you can't do that, then you got to find ways to manage the situation in your mind. All right. Let me get bouncing and I'll keep talking. I came up with this idea when I was walking Joy. Alexa, give me a 1-minute timer. Good morning. Alexa, give me a second timer for 5 minutes. Second timer, 5 minutes. 7 minutes. I can see that I have my camera way closer than normal, but it's okay. So I was walking and I was just thinking about how, okay, so I'll make this statement. If anybody made you feel less than anything because of something they perceived you didn't have, maybe they thought you weren't cute enough, maybe they thought you weren't smart enough, maybe they thought you weren't quick enough, maybe they thought you weren't bright enough, maybe they thought you weren't happy enough, like whatever you were not enough of, do not believe the lies that you don't matter because you're missing something that they had that they didn't see in you. Alexa, stop. So for instance, I'm going to use myself as an example. So if I had a father who was an engineer and he had tons of fear, he lived his life very fearful. But now that I'm older, I recognize how much of an insecurity that was for him. And he had to overcompensate he did the best he could, and he did a good job. Okay, let me make that disclaimer. He did a good job providing for the family, working hard, raising a family, and putting us all through college. All of that is wonderful. I love and appreciate my father. But we all have parts of ourselves that are not perfect. And in his case, he had a hard time just allowing people to be who they were because he needed us to be a certain way for him to feel good about himself. But I also believe that these scenarios came into my life to teach me the lessons that I learned. And now that I have the information that you do matter, I do matter, no matter what, then I'm here to help remind people not to believe the lies of somebody else who doesn't have the capacity to be accepting and kind and generous in spite of some aspect of your life that you may not possess, because everybody matters. It doesn't matter if you don't possess something that somebody else has or that somebody else values. A lot of times we're just operating in a world with our characteristics and our traits, and we're trying to figure out where we fit in. Where do we fit in the world? Some of us are finding our groove at a later age. Who cares? I think what's important is if you're happy, that's all that matters. Like, you could be happy with a simple life. Others could be needing to thrive, to do more, to Maybe someone who's has a simple life is thriving in their simple life, but for somebody else, they have the drive and the desire and the yearning inside to do more. Both examples matter. Both parties matter. All people matter. All animals matter. All plants matter. Like, we're all inhabiting this earth together at this time and space, and it all matters. Okay? So when we walk around with judgment and we walk around with, oh, they should do this, they should do that, it's really like us projecting what we think we should do if we were in that circumstance or if we were in that situation. We are not taking into consideration that that individual may have a whole different set of operating system on the inside. The brain is wired differently. The life experiences are different. The teachings are different. The training is different. And when we just learn how to honor each individual just as they are, I think that's when people really thrive in their own life, whatever thriving means to them. But on the other side of that, your ego is the one who wants to compare you to someone else. Alexa, stop. Alexa, 5 more minutes. Okay. Our ego wants to compare us to other people. Our ego wants to make you feel like you're not doing enough. Our ego wants to tell us, we should do more. I will also just say the part of my title that said balance is the key to life, because anything in excess is not going to be helpful. Like for instance, just look at science in the body. Potassium is so important for you for our bodily functions in the body and the cells. But if you have too much potassium, you can die. Too many minerals. You have to be careful about how many minerals you get in your body, because if you get over mineralization, you could die. So even the things that are good for us, having too much of it can kill you. And so that's what I was saying, is that balance is the key, both emotionally, spiritually, physically. Just maybe even like people can argue like, oh, I'm in a relationship and, maybe an 80-20 rule, if it's 80% good and 20% of it's uncomfortable, maybe you can shave off some of that 20% to a 5% by working on the relationship. And all of us have to put up with some things in life in order to, operate. But what we're learning from this resistance training on the rebounder, that sometimes when you go against gravity, there can be benefits to it. And I think spiritually and mentally, if you go up against a conversation or a person or someone who's controlling you or someone who's hurting you, if you confront them, you grow the muscle of standing up for yourself. So there can be good in that situation, especially if you stand up for yourself and you remove yourself from the situation, you might be happier. So I'm just saying that balance is the key. You just got to find out where your equilibrium is and where your balance is for your joy and your happiness. And so that can come in the form of what's the diet regime that you want to eat to make you happy? What is the exercise regime that you want to do to make you happy? What's the relationship, the being social versus not being social, dating versus not dating, being married versus being single? Like, what is your balance? And so if there's some area of your life that you want, that you don't have, then start figuring out ways you can take little small steps, baby steps, to get there. I wanted to be more active in my life when I started this experiment. And I started small with 10 minutes a day. Then I added that extra 5 booster once I got more educated. And I learned that having an extra boost in the afternoon is really helpful to your body. So I was willing, and I had grown into the 5-minute booster. Now I'm adding the little pounding with my feet in the chair, with my body in the chair and my feet on the rebounder. That's an extra 5 that I wasn't doing before. And it feels good, and I'm comfortable with it, and it doesn't feel like 20 minutes a day. So I'm just saying it's okay to start small, because you'll grow into different levels of evolution and growth. And that includes your mind, your body, and your spirit. So this is what's on my mind today. In the lies that I was told, I wasn't good enough. If I didn't lose weight, I wouldn't be able to find a husband. That is not true. I've been looking for a husband that matches up to the qualities and the integrity and the respect and the ability to communicate like I do. Unfortunately, I haven't found one who's a match based on what I'm offering. So, that was a lie that my dad would tell me when I was a 9-year-old kid. What is a 9-year-old kid? A 9-year-old kid is not looking for a husband. Other people implying that you're not good enough if you don't do X, Y, Z. Alexa, stop. All right. I can prove those theories wrong, but I don't desire to until it's an amazing match. All right. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. All right. Guess what? I'm meeting with Colette today. And we're going to lunch. We're going to see each other. Colette is from the Habanti community, and she found me online. And guess what? She lives in my city. So now we're fast friends, and we talk about these kinds of things. We have conversations like this that matter. All right. My celery juice. So don't let people tell you lies and then believe them. Shame on them for telling the lies. Shame on you for believing them. That's the work we have to do in our lives. Good morning. Today is day 3. Woo! I did 3 minutes in the morning. Whoop, whoop. Yay, Tessa. Day 3. Y'all remember? Oh, Lordy, remember the beginning. Woo! Let me think. That was 114 days ago. Let me see if I can think back that far. Just kidding. Oh my gosh, it feels good. I think, let's see, Sheila is on day 81. Yes. Oh, I had the weirdest dream this morning. It was really wild. I never dreamt anything like that before. It had to do with my dog, Joy. But she's safe and sweet. We went for our walk. As long as she's taken care of, she's happy, but she needs to be taken care of. Is she not happy? So mama's got to always take care of her, and then my life's easier. Isn't that true with babies? You got to take care of the babies when their needs are met. Everything's copacetic. Okay, so yeah, that was just the topic of today's talk. Don't believe the lies that other people tell you about yourself. Figure out what you believe about you, what you know about you, because that is what really matters. When you learn how to have what they call an internal locus of control, you go inward for your decisions. You're not seeking information outward. And I never want this channel to be a circumstance where you feel like you're being told how to think, because that's not who I am. What I'm recommending is that you always go inward. You always ask yourself. I'm trying to inspire people to think less outside of themselves and get the answers for their lives, mysteries, and their questions that they have in their minds inside of them. And sometimes you can do that faster if you do things like meditation or prayer, quiet time, remove the distractions, stop all the television watching or the movie watching or the game playing or the what they call doom scrolling on the phone, which is like where you're just scrolling at content. Minimize that and spend more time thinking about yourself and your life. And even if your life is full and you've got tons of gratitude, then you can focus on the gratitudes of your life, and that is helpful when life is good. I had a time in my 20s where life was not good, and I didn't really necessarily know if I would see 40 or 50 years old, and by choice. And I hung in there, and I decided to go through the swamp, so to speak, the swamp of my life, and just kept. I dated some alligators, dated some poisonous snakes. I can think of one. Learned a lot along the way. Learned what I deserved. Learned what I was offering. Learned what would make me happy. Learned what's important to me. Learned what I value. All of that when you go through your life swamp. So there are a lot of people out there having hard times, and just keep on moving away the moss or whatever is in a swamp, algae, whatever. Just keep moving it away and keep searching for that shore, wherever your shore is. I'm proud to be 55. I'm proud to have made it here. And I'm excited about seeing, what my personal challenge is how healthy and vibrant and happy and excited I can be in the second half of my life. Because the first half was all about the learning, all about the journey. And now my desire is, now that I have all this information inside of me that helps me make decisions, it doesn't mean the hard times aren't coming. In fact, I think the hard times are actually coming for us as a whole planet. That's why having strength of personal dominion is going to be really key. So what can you do inside to prepare yourself from circumstances you can't control, that you have to, because the only thing you can control is you. And you know what that reminds me of is Nelson Mandela. When he was imprisoned, he was imprisoned, but he had to learn how to forgive and how to love in spite of what had happened to him. So we're in our own prisons, guys. It can happen. Not everybody is, But people who know that they know, and they are looking for hope. And I want this channel to be a beacon of hope for people. So, all right, I feel like I've done 5 minutes on here. Let me see what the time is. 25. I bet it's right now. What kind of dog do you have? I have a dachshund. I have a little black 16-year-old dachshund. Oh my God, she was so cute as a baby. I mean, she's still cute. She looks good. She prances when she walks. You know, doo, 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 doo. She walks down the street. Dun, dun, dun. At 16 years old, she walks like that. And everybody smiles. And like when they're driving by, because I live on a busy street, when people drive by, they look out their window and they smile. Sometimes they'll open the window and say something to us. I like your dog. She's cute. I got lucky, y'all. I found her in Blessing, Texas. Blessing, Texas. Is that not a sign? And then my mom named me Joy. And so my middle name is Joy. My legal middle name is Joy. And I wanted to name whatever dog I got either Joy or Tuscany. So when I called the people in Blessing, Texas to tell them that I was coming, Tessa, listen to this. It gets even better. The sign gets bigger. I asked the lady, I said, did y'all name the little black dog I'm interested in? Because there was only one black female. And she goes, I don't know, let me ask. And she goes, Carson. He's a little 12-year-old who had the mom. The mom's name was Happy. And so she goes, Carson, what did you name the black female that the lady's interested in? And I heard his voice in the background. He said, her name is Joy. I was like, oh my God. I said, I don't care if that dog has 2 tails and 6 feet and 4 ears. It can be deformed. I am coming to get that dog. That dog was meant for me. Luckily, I was able to get a beautiful dog with a beautiful spirit who just loves. I've never seen her bite any human being or snap at any human being. And she's like the Dalai Lama of dogs. In fact, her Instagram account is, let me stop bounding. Y'all know the word Dalai Lama. So I named her the Doc, like Dachshund. The Dalai Lama is her Instagram account. So you can find pictures of Joy on the Dalai Lama Instagram account. A little black dachshund. She's so cute. She's so sweet. She's a lover, not a fighter. And her name was Joy already. So I just knew she was a gift from God. I mean, all dogs are gifts from God, but I needed a sign. I was telling God I needed a sign. And God gave me a sign that I could not refuse. So how powerful is that? Isn't that exciting? That's great, Tessa. Greetings, everyone. Hi, Ginger. Ginger, I'm going to text you because Sheila sent me a link to, I think, a vegan, I think it was an Instagram account or something, and she wants me to send it to you, so I need to send that to you. All right, guys. I got to get myself put together because it's 10:20 and Colette could be calling me at any moment to join her. So I want to drink my coffee. I haven't had any coffee. Oh, I need to finish my celery water. I don't know if I'll do this again. I'm not a fan of all the work and then the way that it like settles. And I was told that you're not supposed to put water in it. And I'm like, how can I make an ice cube without the water? I mean, it was just so many like what you should and shouldn't do. And it just feels like a lot of work. And I don't know if the benefits are there. Okay, it's a YouTube healthy Vega eating. Okay. Good, Sheila. Thank you. Y'all, on Monday, today's Friday, in 3 days is my day 120. I got to go find some way to represent and celebrate. Colette wants us to get together and take our rebounders to a waterfall here in Houston, and it's a man-made waterfall. She wants us to rebound in front of the waterfall. I'm like, that sounds slippery and challenging. So we're gonna see. Okay, celery is in the gut. Now, celery, go do your work. Now, I'm not supposed to eat or drink anything now for 30 minutes or something because you're not supposed to mix it. Now I got away from my coffee. Maybe I'll go take a shower or something. All right, don't forget, if you have mobility issues, you can still get a rebounder and sit in a chair like I am and just pound for circulation. If you tip your heels up, that activates the calf and the soleus muscle. Ah, is that Colette? Are you done with your meeting? Oh, driving home from MDI. Okay, good. Okay, go home first. And then we'll chat about when you're coming this direction. I'm just now exercising and I want to drink some coffee. So I may not have to. I took a shower before I went to bed last night. So, or maybe this is my shower from 4 o'clock. I think I took a shower at 3 o'clock. I'm getting confused. All right, so Colette, I'll see you in a couple of hours or minutes, whatever we decide. And I will chat with you guys this afternoon for sure. I'll do a booster bounce, and then I don't have plans tonight, so I'll read a chapter. Normally when I have plans, it's hard to read too. All right. What are y'all going to do? Everybody chime in on what day they're on. I know that Sheila is, okay, so Tess is on day 3. Sheila's on day 81. Ginger, I'm not sure if you're counting Ginger. Aren't you just kind of doing it when you can or something? And by the way, I said, y'all, it's okay to count even if you're not consecutive. Like, even if you skip 4 days and you want to be on the next day, go ahead. How many of y'all heard Lindy's interview yesterday? Go look on the videos tab on my channel and you will see a interview with Australian Lindy. She lost over 500 pounds and doing the carnivore diet. So I know a lot of people are curious about the carnivore diet. I'm curious only to learn what people are saying and how it's helping them. And in a lot of cases, if it's for an immediate, weight loss because you need to restrict yourself from carbs, then as Lindy expresses in her video, she just got to the place where she realized, she's not a moderate person and that she needed to just abstain because moderation was not really working for her. And I know other people who talk like that. I'm on day 66. Woohoo, Ginger. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked the interview. Yeah, that was fun. Who else wants to talk? If you have something that you want to get out to the world, we'll have a conversation about it, okay? We'll have a conversation. Like Lindy wanted to get out the word about rebounding to the carnivore community. That was one of the things that she was passionate about. Debbie, morning. I was just watching that interview, Limitless Lindy. Congratulations, that's awesome. Isn't that cool? I know. Good interview. I want to talk with more of you guys. We need to make more conversations that matter. I love conversations that matter. And you know how they matter? When they help others. If we can use our lessons and our information and it can inspire and help others out there in the world, there's so many people who are isolated. You would have no idea. I was told by someone yesterday about someone who was isolated in their house for like 14 years. I mean, I can't even imagine. I can't imagine because that's not my makeup, but people do what they've got to do to survive. Would love to hear more about oils to make for dry skin and wrinkles. Okay. Denise, I have your email, right? Okay, good. I will. Denise, I love that you're on, it's like you're on Facebook, but it's showing up on my YouTube. StreamYard. So that's awesome. And it has a little Facebook symbol next to your name. That is awesome. Colette, jumping in front of waterfalls should be amazing. Oh my God. Ginger, that's easy for you to say. You're not doing it. But it would be amazing. Debbie, day 26. Woohoo. Yay. I know. Okay. I love that y'all are all on here. Should I bring you over while I make my coffee or should I say goodbye? I feel like I don't want y'all to see my dirty kitchen. My dirty kitchen that I just cleaned up before I started rebounding, but it's still got a lot of stuff. I've got those ice trays around. I have bananas on the counter. I have my fruit that I want to make those tonic bombs with. I've got a lot. Oh, there's my, here, I'll let y'all see my kitchen and see how much I got going on over there. You got your sneak peek. All right. All right. This is a great rebounder. It's, you know what we figured out last night? Kristen and I were talking. Here, I'm going to show y'all. This looks exactly like the Cellar-Sizer. I put it next to the Cellar-Sizer when Colette was here. And I'm asking the company who manufactured it to give me more intel about how and why it looks like the Cellar-Sizer, because I'm curious. And I'm going to find out. But Kristen and I looked on the website and saw that it was like $200 to $300, in some cases $400 cheaper. So we got to figure out what that's about, and I'll let y'all know. I'm a detective. Bum, 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 bum. Mission Impossible. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. Okay, look, don't forget, be the joy you wish to see in the world. Let me see. Make coffee. You're probably not the only one with a messy kitchen. Oh my God. Y'all know who does not have a messy kitchen? I know someone who doesn't. Well, my childhood best friend never has a messy kitchen. But Colette does not have a messy kitchen. She's got a pristine kitchen. Pristine, and it's gorgeous. So y'all give a congratulations to Colette for her clean kitchen. Anyway, I'm going to say happy Friday morning. I'm going. Happy day 116 for me. And I can't wait to celebrate day 120. Don't forget, motivational meetup this Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 Mountain, 4 Pacific. Okay? All right, guys. I'm saying goodbye. Bye. See you later.